every week, tune in for the review. Mr. and Mrs. Chat serving hot like they do. Stand clear of the sidelines, we on the attack. Big Blue Tees, the podcast, ain't no looking back.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Big Blue Tee. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into a player who, for us Giants fans, really embodies that gritty spirit, that New York football vibe. We're talking Micah McFadden. He's kind of become the heartbeat of the Giants D, and man, he's heading into a huge contract here. So our mission today, let's pull back the curtain, look at everything the sources tell us about his journey, his impact, and well, what his future in Big Blue really looks like. And trust me, we've dug up some really interesting stuff, not just about his game, but, the cold, hard business side of the NFL, too.
Yeah, what's really compelling about McFadden, I think, is how much his story kind of bucks the trend. He's a great example of how sheer grit and focused work can just rewrite your whole draft story.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where it gets really interesting for me. Drafted 5th round, 2022, out of Indiana. Most folks, the analysts, they had him pegged as like rotational depth, maybe a special teams guy, right?
Yeah.
It's a solid piece, sure. But nobody, and I mean nobody, saw him becoming this full-blown defensive workhorse leading the unit. But that's what happened. The sources show, while a lot of 5th rounders struggle, he just put his head down, worked on his technique, shedding blocks especially, got stronger. And he brought those raw Indiana instincts right into the pros, made that leap.
Mm-hmm. And that progression, it's not just significant, it really speaks volumes about his work ethic. He had that relatively quiet rookie year, mostly learning the ropes, and then boom, year 2, he just exploded, more than doubled his tackle numbers. That's a huge jump, doesn't happen often. It wasn't just stats, right? It showed he was getting comfortable, physically ready for that NFL grind week in, week out.
Totally undeniable. And you see it in the 2024 stats. Even missing those 2 games with the hip thing, still racks up 107 total tackles, 60 solo, 8 TFLs, 3 sacks, forced fumble, pass deflection, 11 pressures too. But get this is the stat I love as a Giants fan, 41 stops at or behind the line of scrimmage. That's the most by any Giants linebacker recently. Yeah. I mean, those numbers put him top 3 on our defense again. This guy is a player. He brings that blue-collar energy we live for here.
Yeah, those stats really do paint a picture. He's consistently around the ball, making plays that matter. Those TFLs and pressures, they aren't just cleanup tackles. He's creating disruption back there. Getting off blocks, finding the ball carrier, that's critical for an inside linebacker today. Shows anticipation, not just reaction.
So the numbers are loud, right? Productivity screams out. But for a linebacker, especially a guy like McFadden who often wears the green dot, the mental side's got to be just as important, maybe even more.
Oh, absolutely. And what's fascinating about McFadden is that high football IQ, those instincts you mentioned. You watch the film and you see him diagnosing plays pre-snap like a vet. He's anticipating run lanes, route combinations. It looks like he knows where the ball's going before the snap. That's a huge reason he's always around the ball. It's also why Wink Martindale trusted him with the green dot, and now Shane Bowen does too. Calling plays, making adjustments, getting that trust from different coordinators. That tells you a lot about his grasp of the game and how he communicates under fire.
And we've seen that IQ translate into big moments, right? When Big Blue needed it most. Remember that Week 2 game against Washington? 13 tackles, a huge sack. He was everywhere. Or late in the season, 3 games with 10-plus tackles against tough teams, Bucks, Saints, Ravens. He shows up when the lights are brightest. Yeah. And the crazy part, he's only 25. Still so much room to grow. That gets me excited.
Mm-hmm. Delivering in those key moments, especially against good offenses, that's more than just talent. It shows mental toughness, preparation, doesn't seem to get flustered when the pressure's on. That's a leader quality. And doing it this young, very promising.
Okay, so we love the grit, the plays.
Yeah.
But this is a deep dive, right? We got to look at the whole picture. And, well, for us Giants fans, this is maybe the tougher part. As good as he's been, there are definitely areas he needs to sharpen up. If he wants that big second contract in blue, anyway.
Right, and this gets into that constant NFL balancing act, play to your strengths, but you have to fix the weaknesses. Despite the tackles, the IQ, the sources are pretty clear. There are some real flaws that could affect his future money-wise. Missed tackles are still a thing. Led the team again, 16 last year. Now, he did improve that brutal 20.7% miss rate in 23, came down to 13.7% in 24, but that's still pretty high for a core guy, right? Especially someone in position to make so many plays. Film shows it's often about not driving through contact, sometimes reaching instead of wrapping up, especially against powerful runners. You really want that number under 10%, ideally lower.
Improvement, yeah, but still needs work on the basics. Got to clean that up.
Exactly. And then there's the coverage stuff. That's maybe the most glaring issue. His 2024 coverage stats, well, they're pretty stark. Allowed 32 catches on 37 targets. It's an 86.5% completion rate against him. Oof. Gave up almost 300 yards, 162 after the catch, a touchdown. The film shows struggles in zone drops, maybe a step slow reacting sometimes. His hips maybe aren't the most fluid, covering quicker guys in space. Unfortunately, those numbers basically scream open season for offenses targeting the middle of the field against him, especially with good tight ends or slot guys.
Okay, so clear things to work on. But then you throw in the contract year factor. What does it all mean for his future with the Giants? Looking ahead, we know how this league works.
Yeah, this is where the business side really kicks in hard. Final year of that rookie deal. Make or break time, he's due $3.4 million base, $3.49 million cap hit. But here's the key number. Only $88,000 in dead money if they cut him before the season. That means he's affordable if he plays well, but also pretty expendable if he doesn't fix those issues we talked about. He's at that point now where potential isn't enough. Performance this year dictates everything. History shows guys in this spot who step up get paid. Those who don't, well, they're often looking for a new team, usually for less.
And adding fuel to the fire, we've got competition brewing right here in our own linebacker room. Darius Muasau, our 6th-round rookie from last year. We saw him flash down the stretch when guys got hurt, didn't we? Showed toughness, good run instinct. Some reports say red run fits really well for a rookie, proved he belongs. And with Isaiah Simmons gone, yeah, more reps are open. But like you said, no safety net for McFadden now. This is his job to keep or lose. That battle in camp will be fascinating to watch.
And that competition, it's great for the Giants, right? Pushes everyone. Muasau showing promise gives them a legit, cheap alternative. That gives the team way more leverage in any potential talks with McFadden down the line if he doesn't quite hit those benchmarks. It's smart team building, controlling costs while trying to maximize talent.
So looking ahead to 2025, feels like a massive year for the whole Giants defense. What's the specific blueprint for McFadden to lock down that future here? Because, man, as Giants fans, we saw it last year. Healthy linebackers are everything. When Okereke and McFadden went down, our run D just collapsed. It was ugly. Having those two healthy, plus the beef we added up front, that changes the whole dynamic of the defense.
Absolutely. For McFadden to really secure that bag, secure his future here, there are very specific things he needs to do. It's pretty clear cut. Number one, cut that missed tackle rate. Get it under 10%. That means fundamentals, driving through contact, wrapping up consistently. Number two, show real improvement in coverage. Better zone drops, quicker reactions, needs to close those passing windows, show he can handle coverage duties better, more fluid movement, better leverage. And number three, keep stacking those 100 tackle seasons. Show he's not just productive, but durable and reliable week after week.
If he does all that, if he really tightens up those areas, then he's not just earning a contract, he's getting paid. He becomes that long-term leader for RD, a true fan favorite. That's what we all want to see. But if he struggles, if the missed tackles continue, the coverage issues persist, then sadly we might be watching his last year in Giants boot. It's really that make or break for him.
The ball's entirely in his court. His 2025 play will directly shape his market value. It'll decide if the Giants see him as a cornerstone or, a bridge player they move on from. It's the ultimate prove-it year.
So for you listening, after hearing all this, what's your gut feeling? Is Micah McFadden the real deal long-term for the Giants, the guy you build around? Or is he a solid starter who, because of the NFL business, might get replaced by someone younger, cheaper down the line? The team obviously values his toughness, leadership, work ethic, but NFL front offices make cool decisions based on performance and the salary cap. One thing's for sure, 2025 defines his future in New York. What really stands out to you about his situation? What does he absolutely need to show this year for the Giants to keep him around?
All right, well, I think that just about wraps things up for this deep dive.
Yeah, seems like a good place to pause.
Just wanted to say a massive thank you for tuning in to Big Blue Tea.
Absolutely. And, a huge shout out always to Black Freezy TV.
Oh, definitely.
For the fantastic programming, the production, everything that makes this possible.
Yep. Their work behind the scenes is just really appreciated.
It really is.